Hey, shalom, 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 shalom.
Shalom.
It's the Captain Jim, Miss Cleveland, coming at you with another live catch. Will it be to get edifying before we get started? We'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory. I tell you,
BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH.
also double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops and great millstones teach the truth and who will. Talk shalom to the hopeful elect. I just gonna get straight into it. You know, a lot of things is going on. You know, like the brother was just talking about. You know, I was thinking about that earlier too. With Zelensky and Trump, they had to sit down with as a meeting, right? And Trump was telling them like, y'all need to do a ceasefire. All right, Zelensky, he don't know that. By the word, scared of spirits that he's cleansed for the ways to war. These are times we're coming in that was prophesied to happen. All right, Donald Trump ain't gonna be a mediator in between that and none of that. None of that. The war, like I said, must be enough to hold you to the battle.
Yeah. Let's say that right. This is Matthew chapter 10, and this is verse 34. It says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword."
Lord, they come to send peace on earth. All right, it's a whole division. The Lord said he's setting up Egyptian against Egyptian. All right, and peace has been taken away by the matter of Esau. It's been spread throughout, his philosophies and ways into the earth. All right, but now we're in a time that, like say Ecclesiastes, time the Lord. All right, like we were talking about that sit down meeting with Trump, and so Trump was telling a lot of y'all backed up and y'all forces is backed up by America, and if America take away from being an ally from you, Russia oppression. That's what Trump was telling those. All right, but at the end of the day, we see how things are set up and how the Lord got these prophecies going. Brother Jeremiah 28.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right. That's the prophets today. That's what he has done during the downfall of the kingdom. Our America is on this last time of rule. So the Lord has sent out his elect man to preach the downfall of America. Right? All right.
And it's told too, because you can say war and evil and oppression. And you know what I'm saying? We living in evil times, like Scripture talking about in St. Timothy. Those perilous times that will come. And we living in those times. And then the pestilences. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different things. You got these different diseases that they're talking about in the Congo. You know what I'm saying? That have reached over here into America. You had those people in New York that were affected by it. Now you know what I'm saying? Ebola, all these different things. They're talking about the COVID being back. You know, and another form of it. There are different things that's going on that because there's so much happening according to prophecy. People ain't paying attention to other things that's taking place, and it's totally going over their heads, but it's getting ready to affect them. It's all the things that the Lord said He would do here in these latter times.
Like the brother speaking about the pestilence, it's already they have a set agenda to where they want to depopulate, the earth. So of course you're gonna have all these pestilence, coming out. So a lot of them are man-made. Yep. Because they also got a so-called cure, which is like a Mac. All right. Yep. Which that's part of their agenda too.
Yep.
To kill Gates. Yep. All right. He said that he wanted to reduce it to what? Reduce the population to 500 million. I mean 500 million. Yeah, it's like 9 billion people on Earth. So that's a lot of other lives. All right, that these devils got in.
Yep. And if I can say too, just one more point, because that's another thing too. Back during the C-19, you know what I'm saying? You got this when they came with that jungle, you know what I'm saying? It weakened the immune system for the things that's gonna come in these latter times. You know what I'm saying? They fuck people up. So when people keep catching these different things that's going on now, their bodies ain't gonna be able to fight against their immune system, ain't gonna be able to withstand the things that they're gonna catch.
Esau has literally weaponized everything.
That's right.
From the air to the food to the water. You had trains falling over. You got the chemtrails, you got bioengineered food. All this is weakening your immune system, like the brother talking about. So when these certain diseases come, or your body ain't gonna have the ability to fight or reject what's trying to disable it with disease. You know, and these devils know that they study that, and that's what they really targeted. You know?
It's Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. They mention how basically they create a lot of these majority of these diseases that's out here, and that's coming, that's going to be out here in the near future. That's why they're able to say, oh, it's going to have a more severe kill rate than the T19. It's going to be a worse scamdemic than the T19 because they already conjuring up and they see the results that it's going to be possible to bring. So that all goes back to the Lord because the Lord got the spirit on these devils to be doing these things to bring work problems. We always not say it was going to be earthquakes and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
That's right.
The one way that the people build is for somebody to be working behind the scenes to bring those things to pass. That's why the Lord got the spirit on these devils.
Right. And it's so crazy too. Matter of fact, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Jumping back to the wood, I got another precept of Matthew. What you got? This is Matthew. Let me grab this. Ready, bro?
This is the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 1. It reads, woe to them that devise iniquity.
The devices, their thoughts, they come together, and have these wild beings to be able to come up with these certain diseases to be pushed out here.
It says, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because
they practice it because it's in the power of their hands. All right, they sit up here, got scientists putting all this together. All right, saying that this make this organ weak, this organ fail, and this is what they practice it. They practice it in the morning when they have the ability to do so, which they do. I'm gonna grab this 1924.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, starting at verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
That's what we've been seeing. They spoke about Russia, Ukraine. You got Israel, Palestine. Now you got all the allies that's linking up with each other to perform and make World War III.
Because it's gonna get so bad at some point where they talk. When you watch these different war movies, they always mention Article 5, and it's all just the ones that you in bed with, the ones you ally with. Meaning basically, if I go to war, you go to war, right? And that's why you saw America get involved with Israel, and like the brother said, Palestine got into it. You feel me? And then you start to see all those ones that were in bed with Palestine, like Russia. You know what I'm saying? Like China. Tell what America to back off, and if they got in trouble, if they got into it, then this will happen. But it's gonna get so bad that all these Lord, like brother quoted earlier, the Lord mustered the host of the battle before the Lord rally all of them together to get down. You feel me? To bring in World War III, because that was the thing that Donald Trump said when him and Zelensky was sitting down yesterday. When Zelensky wouldn't agree to the peace treaty, he said you're flirting with World War III. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, but the scripture, but the prophecy say so in Revelation 11:14. He said the second war is past and the third war coming quick. The World War III is inevitable. It ain't nothing nobody can do to stop
Right. Proverbs 21:1. It says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Right? The king's heart, that's his mind. Right? The word of the Hebrew is Va'av. Right? The Lord controls it. You have the angels work on the minds of these kings to go up against each other in the battles of war. It says, as the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. Right? The Lord formed the way that the oceans and the rivers and everything do. So the same as how the Lord how your mind is, right? You have power on the slave of everything. It's omnipotent.
Back to Matthew chapter 24 and verse 7, it says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places."
Nations against nations. I got America is basically in the middle of all these. All right. At the end of the day, that's what's going to form, World War III.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places."
Famines is going to be a controlled famines. All right. So you got, again, Bill Gates and a lot of these other higher rich elites. They buy all the farmland and then up to good bioengineered food. All right. So they'll be able to control what be able to come out to these cities. All right. The famine is just a shortage of something. Scarcity. So there's scarcity. And then we just spoke about, the pestilence. So don't be surprised if you see a lot of people, sick, falling out, all right, rushing to the hospital, falling out on the streets and shit. These times is coming.
It says, verse 8, "All these are the beginning of sorrows."
All right, these are the beginning of sorrow. Part time. That we want to be delivered out of. Basic trouble is coming.
And that's true because, like, your sister's getting started. She's just starting to book. Lord just starting to heat things up. And watching for everybody that was able to see that shit with Donald Trump and Zelensky yesterday, that shows you the state that America is in. You saw the bully trying to bully. And guess what? The bully is getting ready to be bullied. You know what I'm saying? America is used to these other nations just cowering down or succumbing to fear or succumbing to these different things. But it's like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize these are the things that's being sent forth by YAHWASHI. The scripture talk about in second Ezra how when these things begin to send forth, who can turn them away? Who can drive them away? Like a hungry lion or a fire when it begin to burn? Who can quench it? Or who can turn them right at hungry lion? Ain't nobody about to be able to turn back YAHWASHI. He's gonna set his eyes upon America, and now he's beginning to touch this bitch. And it ain't nothing you can do to stop it.
So the Lord said his words will not return to us.
That's right.
Everything that the Lord has sent out, the Lord sent out, with these promises, don't come to pass. Second Ezra chapter 9, I got it.
This is second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself."
Time by going into scripture, right, breaking down and understanding this process and then correlating it to what's going on today. To see what has passed and what's happening and what don't happen.
It says, "And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made."
This is in the world by the ways of these prophecies.
Time. Verse 2. It says, take Ezra 9 and 2. It says, "Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made."
That's how, like I said, when you measure the times within itself, you'll be able to see that the Lord is visiting this place. All the things that he said was going to happen, the ways of the Lord, all right, these times, that's how you know that we are in the end. We ain't about to see America go another 1,000 years. All right, the Lord said this is going to be our last captivity. We at the end of our captivity.
Right? It's been made plain upon the table. You got to realize that's why the Lord has set up watchmen to filter these things that we're seeing as we measure the time, to filter these things to the scriptures and give it back to the nation of Israel and to these other nations as well, to let them know the judgment that's getting ready to befall this place, to let them know the pending judgment that's going to befall them. With 2/3 of our people, the judgments that's going to befall them if they don't return it to YAHWASHI. So it said, verse 3, it says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world."
Yeah, earthquakes every year. It's been a high magnitude earthquake. That's an indicator of the signs of the end. Then you got uproars of the people. All right, you got protesters throughout like 5 different states protesting against Elon Musk, and they didn't vote for him. You know, a lot of the things that he's been pushing because they said they voted for president and everything that he said he was going to do for it, but now everything is really going by what Elon Musk wants. All right, everybody sees who the real who president is. Yeah.
Seeing that all these executive orders that Donald Trump signed, how they're in alignment with the Agenda 2025, they had that on the news. Talking about all these different executive orders he's passed since he's been in the office, how they're in alignment with Agenda 2025. They're seeing how they had a clip of Donald Trump saying he wasn't going to cut government funding, he wasn't going to cut Social Security, he wasn't going to cut Medicaid and Medicare, he wasn't going to cut Section 8 funding. You know, because ultimately all those things are the things that 2/3 of our people, Jake, rely on, right? Those are the things that Jake rely on. So it's showing that we're getting ready to even head into Jake with trouble. How all these things are going to spring forth in the second edge of 15, second edge of 16. All these things are going to get ready to take place in the latter end, right? They ran and voted for this nigga, and now they trusted in them that lies and no oppression, and now you seeing how he get ready to shit on the people. Okay, go ahead.
Just the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and starting at verse 4.
This is the people times coming in. People of the compound word. People of time building a bad. Lord is sending this a month. You know, Israelites, scriptures say judgment must start at his house. So
Yeah, I'm gonna add. That's how you know we at the end, because documented it said earthquakes. They said upwards of the people. You ain't never in history had a time like where you see the whole entire world at one time uprising against the government and protesting against this and that.
Yeah.
You ain't never seen that. It ain't never been in history where you seen east to west, north to south, and the whole entire globe protesting. That's how you know we in the end, because it's always been protest. It's always been this. It's always been that. But the indication is it's all happening at one time. It's earthquakes all happening at one time, all across the board, every single day. Those things that's been happening are happening.
Just to add to you too, I was on that, and another indicator too is these are the things, all this shit that people sign and crying about. It's the same thing that Jake done got immune to, because Jake done been signing and crying about these things for hundreds of years. You feel me? But now you're starting to see your average Edomite whining and crying about things that Jake been going through, because it's starting to affect them. It's starting to affect the middle class. They're getting rid of the middle class. It's only going to be a rich and a poor. You're either at the top or you're going to be on the bottom with the system that these devils get ready to implement. You're either with them or you're against them. If you're against them, they're going to show you what's the outcome of being against them. That's the vibration that Donald Trump is pushing.
It's back in Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. It says, these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus says the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace.
fear, trembling, and not of peace. All right, because the time is about to come. You know, these devils, they about to show their horn. Right? They about to give off their last rub. They know that this is the end. All right, how do they know that this is the end? And you Israelites don't. All right? They know that the end.
And that's doom, right?
Yep.
That's doom, man.
So they about to come down on you with great wrath. All right, that's why they got these concentration camps, set up. That's why they about to put out these certain pestilence. All right, and then fall to put it the people are under fear for the micro slip. That's gonna be the ones that take it is what it's a certain death.
Thessalonians chapter 3. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, and travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Right. Peace and safety. That a lot of migrants, Israel that's over here, I think everything's sweet. Big foods and all that. But really, the devil is about to fill his horns. Esau is about to literally pull out everything he got in his arsenal. That All that safety is about to be out the way.
And that's a mighty point too, because there was another thing that was said in that when Donald Trump and Zelensky would sit down yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump trying to bully Zelensky. You know what I'm saying? They basically were trying to let him talk, trying to talk over him, wouldn't let him answer questions. And that's what Zelensky asked the vice president. I forget that nigga name. Yeah, the nigga from Ohio, right? So he asked that nigga. He say, "Have you ever been to my country? See like what my country is going through, this, that, and the third." He said, "No, but I seen it on the, in articles and on the news, basically." But he told Zelensky, said, "See, it's easy for you to basically." Zelensky told him it's easy for you to talk from the position you at, like, cause everything's supposedly good over here. He was like, "But soon come, y'all gonna be in trouble." And then Donald Trump jumped in and was like, "You ain't got no jurisdiction to say like what's gonna happen to us." Basically saying like we gonna be good. But see, like the scripture that the brother just read, he said when they just say peace and safety, just said destruction coming. No, America's not gonna be good because that's not how it's written in the scripture. There's impending doom coming upon America. There's destruction coming to America. The same way that these other countries look. That's like I was scrolling on TikTok the other day. They had a video, they had a photo of Palestine, how it looked before war and how it looks now after war. So you guess what? America's getting ready to look the same way. America's getting ready to be turned into a third world country. The same things that these other countries are going through, it's going to come into America's backyard. You got it?
Already is a third world country. It's a lot of
people
they depend on government programs.
Yep.
No middle class, like you said, just the poor and the rich. That's how it is in the third world country. You got the rich class and you got the poor class. So America is already a third world country. Only difference is they got a Gucci bill. They got a sense of luxurious living and pleasure. But guess what? America about to lose that Gucci bill.
Well, that's the thing too, though. Like that's also a part of that deception. These other countries, they live like that too. They got cities like just like America. No, it's just in a different country. They make it seem like it's worse than it is. But really, all the countries is just like America, bro. It's a bigger melting pot here. Right? It's a bigger government influence, right, in terms of liberty. You know what I'm saying? The way they push their democracy. But outside of that area, it's pretty much the same. You know, it's just more limitations than these other countries. Man. So these niggas, that's why you think that when this thing go global, they all gonna fall to it. Because they all doing the same shit anyway. They all on social media doing TikTok dance. What that say, huh?
And she said, "What is the third world country?" He a bunch of bullshit. But when you jump down, it says today the term is outdated and often replaced with developing countries or global south. It generally refers to nations with lower economic development, weaker infrastructure, and lower living standards compared to industrialized nations.
Lower living standards. Think of Ready Player One.
That one is
But they had it to where everybody was just programmed to a place in a different container home.
Yep.
You know, at a low living, that's a low state of living. And it's all stacked on top of each other.
Yep. Even when you see Demolition Man, you know what I'm saying? The people that lived underground, you know what I'm saying? You had the rich that lived above, the people that had goods and necessities, and you had the people underground feeding on a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Eating like rats and shit. We're eating on bullshit basically just to get by.
Got articles out there saying how America is hitting an all-time record for the people, for families that depend on food banks. You know, that goes back to that. It said a lower living standard. People, they not depending on going to the grocery store for nothing grocery store. No, they depend on going to the food bank now.
Well, it's beautiful, bro. Because you even to the point where at one point in time the divorce rate was so high in America, but now the divorce rate has dropped drastically because you got people thugging it out, basically staying together. You know what I'm saying, or even getting back together because times are so hard just to make ends meet, just to survive.
That's that again, like it's good to say, if it's brother gets at you before you.
That's right.
All the issues is that's Isaiah 4:1 and other prophets come to mind. These times that we're coming into, it's forcing everybody into what we teach, which is prophecy, whether you want to or not. It's forcing you to it because wow, prophecy is the only thing that prevails what you see. It prevails the lies, man. Because it's the only thing that's true in this world, right? Because it's attached to YAHAWASHI.
That's right.
It's a part of the whole program. So it says, that was it on that?
Yeah, Con.
So yeah, so America is basically a third world country, man. You know, it's just a more extravagant third world country, if you understand.
That's
you
right.
know, but it's pretty soon, like brothers is really saying, it's really gonna get to that point where it's gonna be noticeable. When Jacob's trouble was on the rock, when here officially, like at its peak, you're gonna be like, oh, this shit is. That's what when we read the scripture talk about bodies all over the place and nobody to put them in graves. No, that's talking about America, man. It's not talking about these other countries. Well, it might be happening there too, but it's talking about America, bro.
Because that's beautiful. Because that's how it is in other countries. Women scared to go outside. Women getting killed. Children getting killed. Bullets flying every time you go outside. You know what I'm saying? Because even when they interview these other people in these other countries, it's like they was interviewing this one lady one time that was in a war zone. She was sitting in her house, her actual home, doing the interview. But as you look in the cameras and look around her home, there was bullet holes everywhere. They ain't living like that in America yet. You wait till the enemy come in like a flood. You wait till all these these average Edomites that you go to work with, and you don't know they got goddamn they take up arms because you don't know they got a goddamn a military stash of rifles in their cribs, and it's time for them to goddamn to tell you their families and do for their families to make sure they thrive and to make sure they eat. They're not ready for that type of shit.
First Thessalonians 5:3. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Sudden destruction about to see come upon next time. Right, to the way of the Lord, which is Esau and Edom. Like I was speaking about earlier, with these concentration camps, we got a lot of immigrants that came, over here seeking nothing but aid from these young devils. Talking about how we but they got these concentration camps lined up because Trump just said 500,000 Haitians. He's about to deport 500,000 Haitian immigrants. All right, so within that deportation, especially with what's going on now with the kingdom, you don't want to even size up to try to take the MOTV. All right, they're going to use great rap, whether it be the UN soldiers or missionaries, all right, or just their own force. What's that last part of this?
It says, they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction coming upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape.
Destruction. That's Jeremiah 15. Jeremiah 15.
Right, because that's what Trump was pushing. Remember, before he got into office, he said he was going to do this for you. He said he was going to do that for you. He was going to take away this. He was going to provide this. So everything he must have said, basically, he was going to provide. He took away. And then he took away. He said he was going to provide. So that was a form of peace and safety. That's why you had the Titus and Trump, Dominicans, Trump. They saw peace and safety. They saw a way to advance their lives. But then he said, what? Boom, an explosion happened, and now you have sudden destruction. Because you go into that word sudden, it goes into unexpected. One of the words that's using the word etymology of sudden, can you grab that real quick? The etymology of sudden is real fast. Because it's a prelude, it's a foreshadowing of the bigger all of a sudden. All of the bigger unexpected, which is the hour of temptation and tiny technology, right? And the greater formation of this devil. You got it out.
It's the etymology for the word sudden. It says unexpected, unforeseen, happening all at once and without notice.
Yeah, it's all gonna come at once. That's why I just said they should not be able to escape. Because it's gonna take everybody by surprise. Whatever formation you're in, it's gonna take you by surprise. There's not enough information in this world to prepare you for what's to come besides the Holy Spirit. Bro, if your only way you can be protected in that time is by the Holy Spirit, by YAHAWASHI. It don't matter how much information you research. If you don't got the Spirit, it's a wrap.
I'm gonna tell you, man, brothers gotta watch that show Paradise. It's on Hulu. Brothers get a chance, brothers really should check that show on Hulu. It's called Paradise. Anybody that's watching. And there was an impending doom that was coming, right? Basically like war, certain nations that started to shoot off nukes, you know what I'm saying? Certain areas started to get obliterated and shit. and it started to like, basically fuck up the parameters of the earth, cause tsunamis and all different types of shit that those nuclear warheads started to cause, right? And you had a bunch of Edomites standing in the Oval Office with the president. And the president, he called out specifically who? He called out the scientists, the monthly prognosticators. He said, I thought y'all said we had such and such amount of time before these things took place. Because when they happened, they came at a moment that they weren't prepared. Right? That the sudden, like the brother was reading in 1 Thessalonians 5, sudden destruction coming. And the sudden, guess what? The destruction came, and he asked the scientists, like, damn, why didn't y'all tell me? I thought y'all said we had enough time for this, that, and the third. Why didn't y'all tell me? Like the brother said, there can't nobody, nothing, no information that you have, nobody that's set up. Like it tell you in Isaiah 47, those your enchanters, your scientists, your stargazers, none of these motherfuckers that you have set up giving you counsel are going to be able to help you or tell you the plans of YAHWASHI. He said, when they say peace and safety, so when they think it's all good, sudden destruction coming. It's coming at a moment that's what it said in that same chapter. The day of the Lord coming like a thief in the night. Don't nobody know when it's going to happen.
It's a calm before the storm.
That's right.
It's just a calm before the storm, bro. Like, it's what the... Go ahead, I'm
about to say, because going back to that scripture, when they said, when they shall say peace and safety, just a year ago, May 2024, they declared that the C-19 scandemic was no longer an emergency.
Right.
Now here it is. They said it's about to be another scandemic. Here it is. Donald Trump, he putting out tariffs. He said it's going to affect the consumers and things like that. Next thing you know, they just said peace and safety. Next thing you know, they tell you everything is about to get worse.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, it's going to come upon them like travail upon a woman, with child rape.
Yeah, I got that precept. The brother ain't got me though. I want to.
right, so they mentioned the travail with the child, like in that verse, we read, 1 Thessalonians, it gets worse over time. Like when women about to give birth, it's more painful as the child goes to the birth.
Actually, I'm saying because you may mention how no type of research or anything that can prepare you for this travail that's about to come, but the Holy Spirit. It's like women, they go through yoga classes, they do stretching, they do all this and that. But when that water break, they still got to deal with that pain. They still can't handle it. They still be crying. They still be in anguish. That's how it's about to be with the Americans. Because a lot of people, they know that the economy about to crash, and they become truthers. They become preppers.
Yeah.
They start teaching how to live off the grid. But yet, when this shit hit the fan, even they gonna be caught off guard.
That's right. I got a precept. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 37. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack."
Going to the word plagues, go back to calamities, those severe hardships, distresses.
It says, verse 38, it says, "As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb." Fine. I'm bringing it back from the top. This 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 38. It says, "As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son," it says, "with 2 or 3 hours of her birth."
And we know that woman, a child only sits in the womb of a woman for 9 months. That's the limit. So that's 9 and 10. So
let's talk about it.
And so it said within 2 or 3 hours. So that means when she about to give birth, great pains can pass her womb. It said even something.
Okay. It says verse 2 Ezra 16 and verse 38. It says, "As when a woman with child in the 9th month bring forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb."
So when that child is finally about to come out the womb, when it's about to be delivered, the pains, they become even more intense than they was at the beginning. And on top of that, they start to happen more frequent, back to back to back to back. So that's how it's going to be with the plagues, the prophecies coming to pass. Right, it started off slow, but then it's going to kick up. And then when it kick up, you might think it's slow, then it's going to kick up even more. And it's going to be hitting harder and harder.
It says, "Which pains when the child coming forth, they slack not a moment."
See, they slack not a moment because dealing with the labor pains of a woman giving birth, she might have a contraction every hour. Or it might start every 2 hours, then it go to every hour, then it go to every 30 minutes. Now it's every couple seconds. That's how it's going to be with the different judges, the pestilences, the famines. You might have heard about the scarcity a couple months ago, and then you might have heard about it a couple months later. Now you're hearing about it every week. Now you're actually seeing people start this.
Yeah, you can't forget about the term called Braxton Hicks, right? Brothers that understand what Braxton Hicks is when dealing with a woman, it's like it's faulty contractions. You know, you had that in America. You have faulty. It might look like, oh, this is about to go down. But those are faulty contractions. You think you actually have the birth contraction, but it's called Braxton Hicks. It's like a prelude to the contractions that you get ready to have. That's what you see going on in America. These are like Braxton Hicks contractions, right? And then we get worse. Now Trump back in office. Now you're starting to have real contractions. Because Sleepy Creepy Joe's in office. Those are the Braxton Hicks moments. Maybe Obama in the Trump first time. But now you got where the real contractions happen. We're that much closer to the birth of Israel of being reborn again. How the time.
Acts chapter 16 and verse 39. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. It says, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
Go back to what it said. 1 Thessalonians 5 said they shall not escape. Nigga, just because he leave America, he's not gonna have to deal with Jacob's trouble. Your ass you could go to Saudi Arabia, you could go to China, you could go to Thailand, you could be a passport, bro. You still gonna have to deal with Jacob's trouble. It says sorrow gonna come upon the world on every side, and every side gonna mourn. I'm gonna go back to this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 5. For thus saith Yahawah, I'm gonna read again. Jeremiah 35, for thus saith Yahawah, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
Even the mighty man, all right, it's the most strongest man, about to be looking like a whole woman out there. We can real fear people. Right? Because why they're not gonna have the spirit to be able to sustain them, to be able to prove and be a man and walk through society in these harsh times to come.
Same nigga that was at the gym, bench pressing 350, squatting 720. Okay, running 5 miles and stacking up on canned goods. You got a whole YouTube channel based on survival off the grid. That same man, he gonna be in fear just like a woman in the times we're coming into. Like in the book. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, he shall be saved out of it.
I was coming to this bucket. The worst time that's big on the planet, especially because you thought slavery was too harsh. This man is about to literally do everything he can in his might, because he is the Lord. He about to do everything he can to put the Israelites down. All right, but only the elect is going to be saved out of it. The Lord is going to look at the standard, whatever standards are a way to escape. Right?
But we living in the fulfillment of Esau and Edom's blessing. But the thing about it is, Esau and Edom's blessing wasn't meant to last forever. So now that he said his blessing is about to be over with, he clawing tooth and nail to try to keep it. And that's gonna come in the form of him coming down with great wrath. I got a quick piece of
Standard. They said, and you said that when you go to that word standard, like you said, you broke it down. Way to escape. That goes back to what we just talked about. The only way to escape is to call y'all by some charge. It literally is no other way to escape. It's impending danger, bro. Impending basically means a loading danger. It's loading.
And that's how you know everybody ain't saved.
Ready to be fulfilled, man.
I'm just saying that's how you know ain't nobody saved, man. Right? Talk about they're saved, right? To be saved is to be taken out of danger, man. To be taken out of destruction, man.
Right. If you saved, what's the Lord coming back for? You already saved. Who the Lord gonna rescue? Somebody gonna need rescuing from the dangerous times to come. The scriptures thoroughly prepared those spirits for that time. The ones who want to take heed, he prepared those spirits. Beautiful, bro. So they gonna need rescuing, bro. It's gonna get to the point. It's gonna get so dangerous. It's gonna be out of our control. Literally, it's already out of our control. But it's gonna get to the point that, like, Jake gonna be bro. Like, yo, you gotta really be locked into the spirit for the times that's coming, bro. Jay gonna be forgetting prayers. Jay gonna be forgetting certain words. That's why the Spirit gotta work with us. He said, "Don't think what to say." The Spirit gonna give us utterance. That's it. Lord, yeah. Yep. Go ahead, Quan.
Come to pass that they say unto thee, whether shall we go forth? Because like I was saying earlier, the Lord got ways set up, for you get right. It says, then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, YAHWASHI, such as are for death unto death. All right, and some gonna be going out by the way of his testing, and some gonna be going out by the way of the Lord to the Spirit of unalive or with these mass militia groups or missionaries or UN soldiers or however the Lord has said.
If I can ask you started at the top, talk about, he said, though Moses and Samuel stood before him, the representation of the law and prophets. That's supposed to be a mediator between Most High and our people. Okay, during the grace period before the Lord actually bring the judgment. Okay, so once that is taken away, then the judgment comes, and that's when our people they're gonna have questions. What should I do now? The shit that y'all said was about to happen it's happening now. So what should I do? That's gonna be the reply that's gonna be given unto them. No, last time for you to go through this, time for you to go through that, it's time for you to go through this.
Jacob's trouble is tailor made for everybody. Everybody's gonna go through what's fitted for them at that time. All the things you think in your spirit, because spirit, everything that you design, it's gonna be manifested in that time. Like I mentioned before, some women don't fear being great. Some women do. You see? So some women like it. So that's not gonna be her detriment, even though that might happen. But it ain't gonna be where it ain't gonna bring that fear upon her. It might be darkness. It might be the fact that she's being hunted. That might be the fear part of it versus her actually being seized. So it's gonna be all tailor-made, different things that's gonna happen in Jacob's trouble, but that you ain't gonna be able to literally escape because it's gonna be tailor-made for you. Go ahead, all right. Right. Don't you read that earlier? Oh, you said it's gonna meet them on every side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so like that terror gonna meet you on every side. Go ahead, Cole. I was like it.
Such as for death unto to death, and such as for the sword to the sword. We saw the sword of the Lord. So coming, murder this man. All right, you can say you burn out the sword for the man. All right, so these Edomites, they go to the gun ranges and they got all these big ass guns. Let's believe, they're gonna do this because the times we're coming at. All right, it's gonna be a lack of bread. All right, they're not gonna be sitting up and walking past your house with goods, with rituals in it, with goods and pictures in it, and they're gonna definitely use that sword to mow you down, take the goods, the money, this for their own life, their family going. Right? But it says, such as for the famine, to the famine. Spoke about that earlier. Throughout most cities, in these incoming times, right? A lot of these poor cities, even varsity, a lot of these parts might not even get the resources and incoming goods that each city needs to keep going. Why? Because it's going to be a family. Some of our trucks might not. With these tariffs, these overseas countries might not even import certain goods just so countries can have. That's going to be a part of the family.
You got a lot of these, like you mentioned, Juan. You got you got a lot of off-brand whackadaddo do stores like Family Dollars and Save-A-Lots and shit like that. The niggas ain't gonna be getting no trucks brought to them, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could barely see Giant Eagle and stuff like that. A lot of these supermarkets are like these bigger and these high-end supermarkets with the best vegetables and stuff. You don't see them in Jake neighborhoods. You see them in Esau in neighborhoods. In the suburb, in the Pine Crests, and in the Chagrins and all that. You see the good Trader Joe's and shit like that. They got BJ's and shit like that. You don't see that in J community. Whole Food, right? The Amazon store and shit. So yeah, like you said, bro, them trucks, you might still have major trucks that still might make it through here and there. You ain't gonna have spots like that. Them niggas not gonna be getting no food and shit, bro. like Family Dollars and shit. Save a lot. Them niggas is through, bro. They already through.
It's already taking place over the past year. Like you said, stores that's being taken. Guess what? The same stores that made J communities, the ones that closing down. They can't afford to keep on making those different revenues, seeing that Jake not going to every single Family Dollar. No, they be having a specific one that they go to. So all the other ones they forced to close because they can't keep on bringing in the product. And on top of that, with the cost coming into the product, gonna be more expensive to bring in.
So how can they uphold the store? How can they pay employees and so forth? It's like a domino effect, bro. Once one is, that's why the scripture talking about little 11 falling up. Because once one is affected, everything else eventually becomes affected, bro. And that's what you're about to get ready to see. Go ahead, Juan.
Finishing out, it says, such as for the famine to famine, to the famine, it says, and such as are for captivity to the captivity. And that's going to be a lot of these concentration camps that the Lord is going to send, because that's why you got a lot of these empty Walmarts right next to these big neighborhoods.
Not just those Walmarts, because they already got a lot of camps set up. They a lot of them be outside the city, that around like within wooded areas. You know, it might be like the forest or something around it, so you can't really see the whole time. It's a hidden road. They know exactly the path that they're gonna take when they carry people away to that camp.
Yeah, because they're beautiful, but y'all on the spirit, bro. The roads, all the cities are designed like a maze, and it all connects. Like you got back streets. With the back streets, like bro, we could get to Bowling Green, Ohio, and out of school. We could get there on the street, like on the back road, where it's just nothing but darkness. I just took that road a couple times. You know,
It's like that. It's like that. In every city, and it's beautiful that you use county. I went to office. That's how it was. Yeah, you can take the highway, but there's always a detour or an off street where it's like no traffic. It's like you said, it's just a wooded rural area, and you just take back road and get there the same way.
Yeah, because Esau purposely did that. Everything connected, everything designed. Like it ain't all cut through. Like proof is that it's the train system. Just that proves that too. The train system go from one state to the state to the state.
Yeah.
You know? Well, so showing you that it's all connected. It's the point that we make. So Esau, he got away. Like when niggas think they gonna be cool, no, he trapped. Literally are barricaded inside this inside your states, man. You're literally barricaded in this place, man. There's no way to escape.
Well, you know how this. You know what? These movies that we have, these natural disasters and these different catastrophes. You never realize how fluent the military still move, even if it ain't by air and helicopter. How they still be pulling up on people. That's because they use these back roads. Because the highways be jammed. The highways be jam-packed on these movies where people trying to get out and they stuck and can't move. And they're not coming in the same way where everybody's stuck at. They coming in from all these different offshoots that don't nobody know shit about.
Shit, the underground tunnels they got.
Yep.
Those leads out of they lead from the tunnels up into the streets. You know what I'm saying? And back down. Like they look like whole ass like it's like a what is it? A hill of grass and trees, but it's a big ass underground layer and shit. You drive into Ohio, you think it's look at the mountains here. Whole time there's a government facility. You know, they show you that on the Pokemon movie. Go ahead, I
Read verse 3, Jeremiah 15:3. It says, and I will appoint over them 4 times, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heavens, and the beasts of the earth to devour. In the midst of all this chaos, it's going to be finding dead bodies everywhere. Either from the sword, either from certain pestilence. And then the Lord got dogs really out here that's going to really be eating certain man's flesh. God, instead of heal them, really, the Lord going to be eating them. All right? Say that. It says in the fowls of the heavens. All right? The Lord has these things set up, for your destruction, for your iniquity.
everybody gonna eat. Like you said, the fowls gonna eat.
Like I said, God set up ultimately for vengeance. If you tell you how the Lord said the day of vengeance is in his heart. When you go to the word vengeance, it goes back to punishment.
to retribution takes its bid.
The Lord can't wait to pay back the people on the planet Earth because they've been wicked.
So God wanted to say this because before you get the precepts, because that's a beautiful point too. When you think about how the Lord gonna feed the piece of the earth and the fire, when you remember when I just want to make a point. Remember when the ark rested? Remember the bird, remember the first bird, remember he let the birds go, Noah let the birds go, the dove and the crow, he let both of them go because the crow is an unclean bird. He let both of them go, but what bird came back? The dove came back.
She let the crow go first.
Yeah, the crow go first. Yeah, that's right. He let the crow go first. He let the crow go first. The water. He let the crow go first, but the crow didn't come back. But when he let the dove go, the dove came back because it wasn't nowhere for him to be. You feel what I'm saying? But why did the crow stay? Because he had shit to feed on. Crows feed on carcasses. And granted, the scriptures don't say that. But when you use a process of elimination, your imagination, like Apostle Boy say, when you got to do with the scriptures, use your imagination. You see why he stayed. Think about all those bodies that floated around. It's about to be the same thing here when the Lord started to touch America and really started to put these people to death.
Sirach, chapter 39, starting at verse 28. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance. We go to the once again, go to the etymology of the word vengeance, it goes back to punish. So the Lord created, but another word for spirit is an angel. Okay, so the Lord got angels out here working on the minds of people to exact his punishment upon the planet Earth. People killing their whole family, they're killing themselves. Okay, chopping people. I think they call it mutilation. Mutilating people. Cutting off their limbs. You see car crashes, planes falling out the sky. These is all angels behind this to help the Lord punish the inhabitants of the planet Earth.
That fire happened in Cali. They saw chariots coming out the fire.
Yep.
So they always there to make sure that the Lord's will was done.
Yep. It says, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. It says, in the time of destruction, they pour out their force. That's the time we're living in, the time of destruction, the time of doom. And judgment playing out on the planet Earth. That's why you see so many gruesome judgments. That's the sore strokes. So I'm saying in the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And to appease means to satisfy. It's contrary to popular belief. The Heavenly Father, though his only begotten Son, is very, very angry with the inhabitants of the planet Earth because they have transgressed his laws, statutes, and commandments, like it tell you in Isaiah the 24th chapter. Right. So that's why the Lord got these different judgments that's going to play out, like the brothers reading in Jeremiah 15. That some people going to get carried away to concentration camps. They're going to have to deal with their families starving or dying from the cancer, from taking the CHIP. So some people going to be getting invaded by their own neighbors, by their own cousins. They're going to be getting gunned down. Some people going to turn to eating their own children. There's going to be a lot of different things taking place.
And you got to realize how scary. You got to realize how scary of a time that is to actually be around for a time to be so bad, and then to enter into a time like that and not have your YAHAWASHI, where you ain't gonna be able to trust nobody around. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna be scared of any and every fucking thing. You feel what I'm saying? That's why the Lord said to choose your fears. I think it's a strong delusion. I think that's what the scripture say. So you got to think about it like, damn, like I love my cousin, but I can't trust my cousin. I love my mama. I can't trust my mama because we're in some dire times. I don't know if these motherfuckers gonna kill me and cook me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if these motherfuckers gonna goddamn try to take everything I got. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna know what's going on in that time. And that's in a society that the Lord is getting ready to create. That's gonna be a scary thing to not be able to trust people around.
Because it's good guys. Yeah, but when you got people so used to ways every day.
Yeah, kind of.
Once it's gone, bro, it's gonna have good jobs. They might be coming for like a day or two. It's a thing, bro, like a chart. It's like a in-day type of chart thing. And like they show like in days. Like after day 3, this the mind start to be it. After day.
Yeah, kind of.
These niggas, cause I saw a movie, I was that movie, they was trapped on the ground, the end of the world type shit, trapped, and it was 2 or 3 chicks, I think it was 2, a mom and a daughter. Man, you think the mom and daughter lives in there? It was all men in there besides the mom and that daughter.
Oh, hell
You know
no.
what they did? They took him, the one nigga that rose up, he said, man, he started to lose his mind because they got longer days in there. What did he do? He took them, took the mom, he seized the mom, and he seized the daughter. The daughter was like, okay, I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do.
But she was trying to keep them surviving. She was trying to keep them surviving. No, fuck that. They didn't care about that. They made them slaves. They made them, and then they went on unalive, and then they ate the body. Bro, it got worse as over time happened, bro. That's the point, bro. But
Sirach 39 and verse 33, 34 says, all the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season, so that a man cannot say, this is worse than that, for in time they shall all be well approved. Like you said, it's going to get worse and worse. Like the Pastor Hart said, it's going to get worse before it get worse. You think shit bad now, even worse shit going to start to happen. Then when that shit start to happen, even worse shit going to start to happen. So that, like it said, so that a man cannot say this is worse than that.
that's right. That's right.
All this vengeance of the Lord. This is I got Amos 3:6. It says, so the trumpet is blown, the city, people are not afraid. And what's happening right now, we're blowing the trumpet. Give you the warning, we give you the breakdown understanding these scriptures, so you can warn yourself, repent, and get out the way of this thing again.
Right, and that's the thing too. He said the people not be afraid, and that's what we seeing. We blowing the trumpet, but the people ain't afraid. Why? Because we still in the green tree, right? We ain't in the dry tree yet. But when that tree dry up, motherfuckers gonna learn how fast. Motherfuckers gonna see how fast she got to get real. Well, when you watch, go ahead.
I was gonna add to you out real quick, because when you really think about it, it's because Esau he confused the sounds of the trumpets.
Yep.
The trumpets being blown, yeah, they think it's time for peace in the marriage and in partying.
Yeah,
But it ain't that trumpet that's being blown. The trumpet that's being blown, yeah, it's a marriage coming, but the trumpet being blown right now is the time of war, the time of pestilence, the time of destruction, unaliveness, and so forth. That's the trumpet that's being blown, bro. And that's the trumpet you're supposed to be paying attention to. These niggas like, oh shit, they confusing the sounds, you know? Esau changed, they altered the vibrations. So now the sounds don't sound, it's unfamiliar with them. Because this was once familiar with Israel. Israel knew about the war trumpets and the feasting trumpets. They got the trumpets mixed up. Go ahead,
It says, there will be evil in the city, and the Lord has not done it. So, compound word, time, evil meaning bad, these times say, it says, shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it. So the Lord is bringing his own kind of destruction. The Lord is bringing Jacob's trouble. The Lord is bringing his sword.
I was thinking that's a rhetorical question. Multiple scriptures. Deuteronomy 32:39. The Lord said, I kill, I wound, I heal, and I make alive. So that means when something happened to somebody, the Lord did it.
Just like that. Whatever the fuck they going to respond to, the Lord did it.
Say, try to not done it, that's what we know. If the Lord brings judgment on the last child hit by a straight bullet, when the kid get ran off by a car, the Lord did it.
The Lord sanctioned everything. Nothing go past. Before that.
Jump verse 8. It says,
Oh no, go ahead.
Amos 3:7, it says, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. Right? And the prophets is the ones that get the secrets. When you go to Isaiah 45, say he'll get the all hidden secrets and dark places. Right? That's the deep secrets, the understanding of the scriptures. And he revealed it to them. Secrets. He reveals it to the prophets. The prophets, the oracles, the voice of the Lord, go out and forewarn the people.
Like a message.
Verse 8, it says, the lion have roared. All right, it says, will not fear, the Lord power has spoken, and the prophesy. All right, and that's why you got men making videos week in, week out, coming out here prophesying week in, week out, making lessons every day, daily. You know, said, who can but prophesy? So the Spirit of the Lord is on certain men, right, to prophesy, day and night. They say, what's that, Psalm 19? Right, to prophesy the downfall of this thing.
It's Jeremiah 30, I turn 23. It says, behold, the whirlwind of the Lord go forth with fury, a continual whirlwind that shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. No, I was gonna say because the head, that's what it's coming down to. It's gonna fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. You top banking families and deep families, spots, and all of them niggas the same people, different names and shit, right? Different tribes and different clans are the same people. But the Lord is about to get ready to bring pain upon the head, So it's gonna affect the whole economy. Once the head is spitting, the whole body is it reacts.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's how you kill a serpent, huh?
like
You cut the tail, they grow back. You know what I'm saying? You cut serpent's tail on like this, they grow back. You cut the head, the body falls.
you can't if you cut a snake, it's gonna just keep growing, like you said, bro. That's why he went from a serpent to a dragon. It grew, he kept growing. But this time the Lord is gonna cut the head off. At first he just cut it, and then it came back to the Renaissance and all that. But now the Lord's getting ready to cut the head off because he has fulfilled his time. It said, the fierce anger of the Lord shall not return until he have done it. Right, it's not gonna come. It's not gonna return until the Lord until all this is complete, man. I think it's talking about 1,000 years. Nigga, what? The Lord is ready now, bro. You're seeing evidence now. You're seeing chariots at a massive rate now. You're seeing things that make sense now. Everything is clicking. You know what I'm saying?
Sacrifice of body.
Because you remember, right? Because you remember at the time it was like some things, certain prophecies, they're like, damn, we don't know how to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, no, bro, we ain't thinking like that no more. We like, no, the MOTV is here. Jacob Trouble is here. We just wait. We just waiting for the deal now.
Yeah.
It ain't almost so guess maybe in a couple of 5 years.
Yeah.
No, we see evidence now, bro.
2 or 3 hours of work. Man, I'm not looking going through those labor pains. You don't say she got 3 more months.
Yeah.
You don't look dumb as hell. You're actually saying and think that she got 3 more months. You see her going through the labor pains.
Yeah. You don't see the head come through the surface and the baby slide back up in the, like, nah, I ain't ready yet. I'm gonna come in another 10 months. Your rabbit ass mind.
It gotta happen.
Yeah.
It gotta happen. It gotta happen. It says the fierce anger of the Lord shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart. In the latter days, you should consider it. So that's what we see, the intents of the Lord's heart in these latter times. Everything you see happening is the intentions that the Lord had, bro, from the very beginning. And nothing is an error. Everything is happening exactly how it's supposed to happen. Bro, for our scriptures, he that to the sword, saying he to the famine, so forth. Let the just be just, like the unjust be unjust still.
With that, Lord willing, this is an edifying cap. And in closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory.
BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH.
Again, double honor, sorry, elder apostle, and elder bishop, the great millstone, who will. Dr. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Next time, Shalom.
Shalom, Kwan Yashala. Abba Ball.
Abba Ball.